Hey there. Sometimes there are characters that stick with us for a very long time. And I was a child in the 60s when I saw the movie Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang and saw this character. This is the child catcher from the land of Bulgaria in the storytelling part of the movie Chitty, Chitty, Bang, Bang. He is hired to catch children because children are not welcome in that country. It's the fantasy segment of the film where Caractacus Potts is telling his children a story. But, so in other words, he doesn't exist even in the movie. He doesn't really exist. But when I was a kid and I saw this guy, second maybe to the Wicked Witch of the West in The Wizard of Oz, this guy was the scariest guy I'd ever seen. As I've gotten older, I've seen things that remind me of him, like Nosferatu. There's something very Nosferatu-like about him a little bit. And other primal fears. We have so many horror characters today, you know, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Norman Bates, all these guys. And I'm sorry, but an ugly guy in black with big nets and hooks that rides a cart and is after me that I'm a child, just because I'm a child, that's scary as hell. That's just horrifying to me. I'll turn him so you can see. I just keep the net in his hand. I mean, that's one of the dangest toy props I've ever seen. They did a spectacular job. This is not like McFarlane or somebody like that. It's a company called Stevenson Entertainment Group. I have no idea who they are. Maybe British, I don't know. Fantastic packaging for such an obscure character. And you can still find it on eBay. They're out there. But watch the movie. Watch Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. And I know there's all this singing and dancing and Dick Van Dyke and all this carrying on. When he starts to tell the story about going to Bulgaria, this fantasy country run by Baron Bombers, who's supposed to be the villain, at some point this guy shows up. And to me, like anything, like the aliens few minutes in the movie Alien, or like the sharks 6 minutes in Jaws, you remember this guy. I mean, they made a toy of him. I mean, look at the lineup of figures that they made. They did the main characters, they did a few sidebars, and they did the child catcher. They did 2 versions of the child catcher. When he's after the children in his little yellow thing, talking about lollypops, all free today. And I mean, that's amazing to me. He had that much impact. So the actor's name was Robert Helpmann. He was Sir Robert Helpmann around the time that this movie was made. He was knighted. He was in the movie The Red Shoes in the 40s. He was one of Australia's greatest ballet dancers. An amazing performer. An amazing performance. And if you haven't seen it, please watch the movie, if for nothing else, to see this guy. And I promise you, it'll compel you to find this figure. The figure is fantastic. One of my favorite figures ever that I've ever bought. And yes, I did repaint his face and gave him a little more life. But you know me. Enjoy.